Hey, this is Corey, intuitive coach and guide to helping you create the confidence and courage to live your desires. So today we are discussing how to overcome resistance to change and to progress more quickly to your goals. And the key here is learning to trust yourself. So I'm going to share 3 simple steps you can take to build that trust in yourself so that you can progress more quickly and do so with less resistance and less time spent in indecision and feeling stuck. So, whatever it is that you are feeling called to, so it might be that you feel called to make a change in your career or to start a business or to change some aspect of your relationship with your partner, or perhaps it's to really start to take your health and fitness more seriously and to really make some dramatic changes in your body and your energy and your nutrition and your fitness level. So whatever it might be. So once you decide what it is that you desire and you set your vision and your goal for what it is, many times what happens is the gremlins come out because we are creatures of habit. So staying on the path of least resistance is our default. So when you decide to make a change, you are challenging yourself to get off that path of least resistance and onto, the path that's a little more challenging and it has maybe some trees that are knocked over and the path isn't quite as clear as the superhighway of least resistance. And so being conscious of that is normal. There's going to be a natural inclination to staying in your comfort zone. And so the first step is to consider what are your triggers and then what are the distractions you use to avoid the trigger. So triggers could be thoughts that start to surface when you decide to make a change. So it could be, who are you to think that you can have a different career or to start your own business? Or who are you to think you can have an amazing relationship or an amazing body and amazing level of fitness and energy? Those are just examples. Of course, you might have your own gremlins, but a lot of times it's some sort of place of questioning either your competence, your ability, or even your worthiness of going after what it is you desire. And many times, instead of acknowledging those gremlins, we might default to distraction. So you might notice you're starting to do some research on and applying for different jobs, and you notice, well, next thing you know, you're scrolling through Facebook and 2 hours later, you haven't applied for a single job. Or you have eaten a whole roll of cookies or donuts or drank 2 glasses of wine and you haven't progressed towards the goal that you had set for yourself. And so what happens is instead of honoring the discomfort of change and the gremlins that are coming up, we run away and distract ourselves from those, and then we don't actually progress to what it is that we desire. So a way to start to moderate this is to honor those gremlins, acknowledge it is scary to be making a change. And maybe I've never, had a body like that or a relationship like that or a career like that. And so of course I'm walking into unknown territory, and it's okay that I feel scared. And it's okay that I'm going to be stepping into a new place. And so honoring the fear, honoring the uncomfortable feelings, acknowledging them. And then once we do that, they lessen in their power over us. We can acknowledge them and then we can release them. And the only way to release them is to acknowledge them. If we are constantly running after our distraction to get away from those uncomfortable feelings, the uncomfortable feelings become stronger and the less likely we are to progress. So it's taking stock of what are the thoughts that come up when you think about making this change, and are you willing to sit with those feelings, honor them, acknowledge them, release them, and then allow yourself to continue to progress. That's the first step. The second step is to honor that there are parts of you that you already trust. And so one way to connect with the areas in your life where you do trust yourself is to think about your preferences. So there are certain things that you have a preference for. You might be a person that prefers to go for walks versus go for runs or vice versa, or a person that prefers more intense workouts to more gentle workouts. Or you prefer the ocean to the mountains. You prefer trucks to cars. You prefer chocolate to vanilla. There's tons of information about you that you have decided are your likes and dislikes. And honoring that part of you so that you start to connect with, I do know myself. I do know there's things that I like. I do know there's things that I don't like. And the reason that I want to make this change is because I'm noticing there are some things in my life that I don't like. And I would like to bring in more things in my life that I do like. And that helps you start to build this sense of you do know who you are. And the more you build that, the more you can trust your decisions and your choices. And the third step is to set some structures and boundaries on decision making. So notice often, if you've heard maybe of the paradox of choice, if we have too many choices, we tend to become paralyzed and not make a choice. And so if that is happening where you're analyzing so many different jobs or so many different options for your health and fitness, narrow the options. Give yourself either less options and possibly at the same time, give yourself less time to make the decision. So perhaps you say, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to review these 3 different jobs. And at the end of that 5 minutes, I'm going to apply to one. And this is the key, is to commit and take action. Even if it isn't the right action, just take action, because then you can always go back and assess, what were the results of that action. And then if needed, you can adjust. But staying in that place of indecision guarantees you won't make progress. And the more you make choices, the more, again, you build that trust muscle that you trust you're able to make decisions that support your growth. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And honestly, the more you can develop your trust in yourself, the more you can progress towards even better goals, and you can progress even more quickly towards those goals because you have less of that angst, less of that sort of battling with yourself, and more joy in the process of achieving your goals. So please reach out to me. I am offering opportunities to work with me one-on-one, and I'm opening up a Facebook group where you can start practice these tools and experiment, so you start to build that trust muscle in yourself and making those decisions and choices that lead to you living the life that you always were meant to live. So I'll put links in the comment box, description box. I'd love to hear from you and would love to hear your comments. Thanks for being here.